Hey there, welcome back to the channel. This is Crimp the Streamer doing some more Path of Exile 2. It has been a while since we have checked in on our little necromancer here. So I don't even know if I'm gonna know what I'm doing anymore. Not that I ever did. But here we go. I guess I'll take a second once we get loaded in here to see what the heck we're supposed to be doing. I know we were in the second act. I know we were getting pretty close to the climax on it. We had beaten Jamun Ra Part 1, or whatever his name is. And I think we were just assembling the pieces to be able to go fight him a second time. But we'll see when we get in there. I know we were still working on heading towards a pretty big minion boost node. I think we had traversed all of the stat bump sections of the tree to get there. Let's see if I can look at that real quick. Yeah, we were moving on along this left side track, so yeah, we had gotten to increase the attack speed. We're going to get the glorious 25% faster revive time, which is going to equate to almost 2 seconds, I think. That's just going to make our minions stick around and do more. We'll probably go up to the increased damage and stop right there. We won't do this increased area of effect. We'll probably grab this increased attack speed, and then we will go to our next point. I'll look that up later. What's our status of inventory? We're good on that.
It's not time to kill them.
So where are we going? We have a chronostone. Travel to Titan Grotto. Okay. Okay. Time to go to Titan Grotto. Sounds good. We can do Titan Grotto. I believe I was trying to... Oh, we're already there now, I guess. Where are we?
Welcome.
Do I have to click on something? Titan Grotto. We're on the caravan. Oh, I see. We have to click on that part. Yeah, it's been so long. So long. I'm excited, and it's around like April 4th. I think we get a new... Is it a new class, or is it a new ascendancy? I'm not sure. I just saw some lady chucking spears around. I'm probably going to go ahead and dip my toes in, do an intro video at least for that. I don't know that I'll play it. I don't know that that's a class I'm excited about. I'd seen something about the duelist as well, another sort of melee finesse class. I don't think I'm that interested in that one either. The one that I'm really excited to go check out is the Druid. I will probably begin a longer series on the Druid whenever it comes to be in the game. We're going to have a little bit of lag here for a moment while the game gets its act together. This just always happens on my computer. For the first, 2 minutes, you've seen it. If you're watching my videos. It's just a thing that it does. It'll ease up after we get rolling. One of the things I have to make sure that I do too is I can't be processing any of my other YouTube videos for any other content at the same time, because it really taxes my resources when it comes to trying to run this game. I'm probably due for a new computer, but it is not the time in my life that it may be in about a year. And that's hopefully by that point we'll really have got something going on this YouTube channel. Hopefully at that point I'll probably have a recording studio put together as well. Cross fingers. I have a lot of the things that I need, but I don't have the space to set it up and the time in my life to really make it happen. Can't do much about the time, but I can definitely do something about the space. That's going to take about a year. In the meantime, I've just been practicing doing the things that you do when you're on your skills and just trying to get by. I started a new job, so I've been learning the new job. Started doing Civilization 7 content. If you've seen some of that, if you're interested in that. If you're not, because you're more of an RPG guy, then stay here. This is what you want to see, then by all means, welcome. Although I can tell you, my civilization stuff is getting views, whereas this is not really getting views. So I will go based on what's getting attention. I should probably be doing more safe content at the time. Even better at that. But I think that this is an investment right here. I think that when this game fully releases, I think that the YouTube stuff's going to take off, and basically the people that have done awesome content are going to get lots of eyes. Right now this game is in early access, it's not free. You have to put a little bit of money in to get to play. And that keeps a lot of people away. Once it's free, there'll be so many people hitting this thing, I think. I mean, it's alright. Just people that play Exile 1 pretty much all kind of, if they're just checking it out and going, I don't like it, or they're sticking around for a while, there's definitely people playing the game. And there's lots of YouTube content out there. Like, a lot of my ideas are running through a filter of what somebody else has done. And then I give them my spin. It's just the way of the hyper-reality that we find ourselves in. Everything's a copy of a copy. I have to say, I really like this build. I'm not really paying much attention to the minions, as I mean, that's really the way it's supposed to work, right? Like, you just cast your flame off and the minions do the rest. Every once in a while you put out your solar orb, summon some zombies. That's what it's all about when you're living the necromancer life. Do some work around the house this weekend. Finally fixed some things that were broken that needed fixing. Big yard work and that whole thing. Adulting sucks. One thing that's really sweet though is my daughter. You probably heard her in some of the videos. My youngest daughter. I won't give her name out because I don't watch it. Probably gave it out in the video to tell the truth. She actually is getting an age to where she can handle her over and handle and stuff, so she helped me a little bit. Was very proud of herself, and I was very proud of her too, because she tightened some of my screws for me. God helped me get the job done. And it was very sweet. Very nice. Good quality father-daughter time. Ooh, and another thing we did was there was a free Jurassic Park game over on Epic, and usually I just check those things out just because they're free, and basically a lot of times it's games that are kids friendly too, kid friendly, and the kids if you only play it just the whole time, like it's just a great experience. Play the game for an evening, and the things that we do, and this Jurassic Park game, my oldest actually it, and the youngest likes to watch, so it's kind of like a simulator game where you just build your own little Jurassic Park, and even just like in the movies, things start to go wrong, so some of the dinosaurs get cause trouble, and make sure you put all the visitors into an emergency shelter so they don't get eaten. Pretty cool. It has that chunky feeling of getting to pretend like you're part of the Jurassic Park universe, so very cool, very fun. We enjoyed that experience, and that was one of the things we did this weekend. We've also been watching The Hobbit, because we watch power of magic in a tiny way, and the kids really actually liked it, which I was surprised by because I was underwhelmed. I'm a big fan of Terry Pratchett, and just his way with words is phenomenal. He plays with language in such a truly joyful way that I just love him. It's a shame that he went the way that he did with Alzheimer's, and you know, couldn't remember much of anything by the time he was old. But he was just a staggeringly brilliant writer. And the show, even though it had great appearance by Sean Astin and Jeremy James and some other really quality actors, the show was not quite as good as the book. I mean, they made some updates to it. Some updates that I thought were really cool. Because Color Magic was, like, I think the first book in the Discworld series that he wrote, so some of the world wasn't really fleshed out yet. So there are characters that I think he was sort of developing that weren't fully formed yet when he wrote the book. So then when they did the show, they had some of the later characters show up and have really important roles that I think, you know, may have been the way he intended it. But it also was almost like doing the thing that you always do when you make a television show from a book, where you kind of just jam all the things in. And then, it was great because Tim Curry was in there too. He was great. I love Tim Curry. I also love Curry. No relation. But yeah, so we watched that, and they loved the hell out of it. They kept asking me to keep watching it. It's like a mini-series. So at first, my youngest was like, I don't want to watch this is boring, right? But then they really got into it because, there's this great thing where the tourist that comes to Discworld, he brings a chest with him that's alive. It's a living creature. It's basically, if you imagine a mimic from Dungeons & Dragons, mimics are usually things, they're shape changers that disguise as chests and will eat adventurers when they go to try and loot treasure, because that's the thing that you want to do when you're playing D&D. You want to get lots of cool treasure, right? Well, how about a treasure chest that tries to eat you? Well, they basically, Terry Pratchett took that idea and made a treasure chest that could walk on legs, and it carries all of the tourist stuff, but it also is a fierce fighter and will protect that same tourist against people trying to rob him of his possessions. So they loved that this chest would, like, swallow people whole and do all sorts of cool stuff, and just show up whenever there was trouble. So they ended up really loving that. So I was like, okay, they're ready for The Hobbit now. And after that, we're going to go into Lord of the Rings. I had tried to read The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings to my daughter when she turned 7, because that's when I read them growing up. And I quickly realized that Tolkien's writing style, though I love it, and, you know, I used to read those series once a year. Then I took a college class on Tolkien, and I haven't had to read it since because it's in there. Like, it's in my brain. I can't recite it from memory, but I just know it, and I know it in and out. I know, like, a lot of metafictional stuff, like things that Tolkien was trying to do to tell the story. And I don't buy into it being allegory because he doesn't. He says it's not allegory, but there are real life sort of similarities and themes and everything else. So I've spent my time with it, is what I'm trying to say. But then when I tried to read it to her, I just realized people don't talk like that anymore. And it was boring her to death. And I know it would have gotten there once we got really into the meat of the story, but we were getting on, and even though I could do what I could to make it exciting and interesting by being a good reader and everything else, really forming the dialogue, I just realized she wasn't really enjoying it in the way that was the way it was meant to be. So I realized that we were just even when she got on with it. And once we watched Color Magic, and both girls, even the younger one, once I knew that they liked that, I figured it would be time for The Hobbit. And we started The Hobbit, and they were both like, oh, Daddy, this is boring. Because the first part of The Hobbit, if you don't know, is it's the bit where Bilbo meets the dwarves. And it's very much a long, drawn-out, people talking, realizing they don't really get along and nothing really happens for a good solid hour, other than kind of awkward, we don't get alongness. But then it does start to pick up. They start to go on adventures, and they encounter these trolls. They're being hunted by orcs. Like the adventure starts, and by the time we got to the point where the adventures start happening, the kids were bought in, and now it's going really well, and they're all excited. It's the thing they wanna do when they come over, and it's the thing they're looking forward to. They're like, they even said the other night, once we're done with The Hobbit, can we start The Lord of the Rings? Because my youngest didn't realize they were connected. 6. But I said, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go through the whole thing, and you're gonna see the whole story, and you're gonna know who Frodo is, because she kept asking, who's Frodo? Where's Frodo? Very, very exciting time. Right. When you get to share something that's so important, or anyone for that matter. If you've got stuff like that, make sure you have someone to share it with, or make it a priority to bring someone in. I mean, it's easy to say that, it's much harder to do, but your life will be better for it, even if it's not always. That's all I have to say about that. In the words of Forrest Gump. So yeah, we've just been killing and chilling. Oh, I remember what happened last time we played. We tried to fight this fucker at the end of this thing. That's what happened, and he killed us. He killed us so quickly, and we hung our heads in shame and ended the recording. Said we just can't do this right now. That's right, because I wasn't feeling too tipped up that day. I think I even had a point where I straight up passed out at my desk while I was playing, or while I was on stream. I definitely thought that was a little weird, a little scary. But it was a sign of how exhausted I was. I shouldn't have been streaming that day. We're doing much better on that front these days. Getting more sleep. Not as much as I would like, but I'm exercising a lot more. I've been running some 5Ks. I can do that now, apparently. I didn't used to be able to before I worked with Amazon, but now that I have spent good long days getting 20,000 steps and being on my feet all day, I am now capable of accomplishing many feats of endurance that I simply could not do before. And that's kind of a good feeling, and so I want to keep it, because my new job is an office job, and if I don't stay on top of things and exercise, then I'm going to get to be 320 pounds again, and I don't, wait, 320? No, 220 pounds again, and I don't want that. I've known some people that were 320 pounds. That is not great. I'm sorry if that's one of you, but do something about it. You have the power, you have the ability to start small and work your way up. It's the only way to make that better. You will feel better, you'll look better, and your life will be better. That didn't sound true, but it is. Alright. Revive faster. That's one of our coveted things. Now our revive time is going to be so much better. Oh dear, that's gruesome. It's like a victim of our soon-to-be future boss fight guy. Hats off to the art people here. Like, they did really good with some of this stuff. I'm very impressed with stuff through the second act and third act, and I mean, and not to throw shade on the first act too. The first act is just a very different style. If you like that kind of style, that's great. I just didn't like it as much. You can still tell they did bang up job. There's so much detail in some of the manor houses and some of the architecture that's not there. And the levels that are present. This here, this kind of level designing stuff. This is like dungeon crawl. You've got the feel of being in these places that are just unbelievably neat and interesting. Let's go ahead and we're upgrading one of our abilities that we actually use. Upgrade Flame Wall. It's going to cost more mana now, but it's going to do a lot more damage. It's going to add a little bit more. Since that's one of the things that's like integral to the build, it feels like that's one of the things that should be taken priority as an upgrade. Our primary source of damage, if I understand the build correctly, is the bombs that the skeletal mages throw through the flame walls. Our minions are great. They dish out some constant, steady damage, but I think the most impactful damage in any given situation is that are dropping and gaining strength. When you're not paying attention, they really just crush you. Oh man, I'm so hungry in real life. Goodness. I'm gonna have to finish this video as soon as we can. Hopefully we can actually kill our boss with no incident here, because I don't really want to spend a bunch of extra time doing it. Hopefully the extra level we've gained has been enough to sort of keep us on. Also, a bit more damage. I mean, one of the nice things about the boss fights when you're playing this particular class is that it should be a lot easier than I get, because all you have to do is run around, avoid the attacks, and you know, spit out your firewalls, split out your solar orbs, do all the things that make that damage steadily take damage. The problem that I have is I'll stop and I'll try to do some bone storms. And then, you know, because I'm trying to do a little bit too much with my against my mental load, I don't do the job correctly. But maybe I'll actually play it right this time. There are a few boss fights that require some real strategy in this, but in this game, but most of them are just bullet sponges that you just have to, you know, you just have to stay alive. You have to memorize their attack patterns, make sure you're not there when they do their big haymaker, make sure you're dodging things, make sure you're not standing in one place. Classic arcade game kind of stuff. It's just with layers and layers of just sheer coolness that comes from being able to make a dark fantasy game that is of this caliber. I actually prefer this to Diablo. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I grew up with Diablo, I love it, but I have not been as impressed since 3 and 4. Sorry if that's your favorite game ever. Hey, you enjoy what you enjoy. I like this game a whole lot more. Maybe we can agree on that. If we don't, feel free to comment. I won't say that I'll fight you, but I'll listen to what you have to say. Yeah, I just don't feel that passionate about it to fight about it.
One skill list for now.
try to stay back here, not get hit. Keep an eye on my health and my minions are getting killed. They're doing some work. And most of the bosses in this game, they don't actually like ramp up as the fight progresses. Some of them do. You know, certainly the end act bosses do have some level of kind of like you really kind of got getting down. I'd be certain to charge up. It does get harder. The main limiter I think is actually the fact that you do run out of potions or something. You don't get a chance to refill your flasks, and that's a big problem. Fight goes well. And that's how you know that you might be a little under leveled also, is if the fight's going so long that you run out of flasks. That means your damage output needs to be checked out. You need to make sure that your skills are upgraded, that you've got the right support gems that promote your build. It's very easy in this game. I spent a lot of time, I probably have a little bit even in this game, but it's very easy in this game to put suboptimal things on the thing, on skill gems, just because you don't know what you're doing. You're excited, you pop things in. One of the things that makes this game, I think, really interesting, but also really difficult, is the fact that you can steal support gems from other classes or other weapons, and there's nothing saying you can put those on different skills. Oh no! Oh no! I didn't even see that coming. But that's what makes this game really interesting, is you can do that, and because of that, though, it's sometimes hard to know, unless you've consumed some online content from some other YouTubers. It's hard to know what the best thing to do is. I'm not even saying that I've done the best thing to do. I looked at some other builds and said, yeah, that sounds cool. I'm going to do that. And then I just did it as close to the way they said it was possible. And then said, yeah, well, that works. And I'm going to make a little bit of changes here. I'm going to do this here instead of that. And then we got to here. So I was either a good student or a bad student, and now my gameplay is showing us whether or not I've done the thing. I didn't really mind losing that first fight. I mean, I needed to kind of warm up anyway. Really not to supply my niche. Didn't even know I was strategic. That right there, that stab, that's one of the things. The arm sweep there is a big deal. That does a lot of damage. The dagger strike is basically a haymaker. If you haven't done a good job dodging the other attacks, then your energy shield is down and you can't withstand a hit. And some of these attacks that they have, some of these haymakers that they have, will shoot straight through an energy shield. Especially if they're chaos damage. You gotta watch for that on some of these bosses. Chaos damage will just end you. Those are undealable strikes that can get you and end your boss fight. I gotta watch out for things like that. Oh, there we go. That one actually didn't hit me, but it was real close. And it probably would have hit me in the same way that I died in that last one. Gotta watch out for these lasers. Ooh. My minions are doing great. It seems like they've been standing for most of this battle. What we like to see. The revive time has definitely done some good things. Because when they do die, they're coming back from the input. Oh no! Oh no! What? I didn't even know what hit me there. Oh, it must have been one of those ones that like. Okay, so we're gonna try this one more time. Doing a good job. I'm gonna try to not talk as much this time. It would be funny if I just instantly died. I think it's what's gonna happen. Don't laugh already. Okay. I mean, we're putting out. Look at how fast that damage is doing. We're doing it. We're doing the job. We could do faster. We're doing our job. Minions are doing great. Steady stream. Basically, this is just a time bomb. That's a big, look at that as a big timer just going down. It's almost like it's an idle game. We're just playing an idle game. Our little clickers, our little tappers are just doing a little bit of damage. A little bit of damage. Steady. High DPS. Consistently applying pressure. The only things I like about playing with this style too is you're getting a blow by blow. Like you're not just getting one hit. Like it is constantly. It's telling you exactly what the hit points of this boss is and how quickly they're going in. Or the halfway point, so this boss probably has about 52 to 60,000. And it's just consistently dropping. Pay attention to that. I'm trying to haymaker us. Spit out some stuff. Our minions are dead at the moment. I wasn't supposed to be talking. Very hard to do. Oh look, this is nice. I forgot about this. There is a stage where some minions come out. They're refilling my flasks for me. That's why they're there in that battle. A good sign here is that I didn't need that. So it's just weapons fight. It's good to know that they actually do take that. The harder fights don't have that. You actually have to preserve your flasks. That's right. You gotta hide behind a knife. If you don't hide behind a knife, everything can get you. I got just barely behind that knife. I just took some hits there. I used the flask just in case. We're getting there. Oh no, I'm behind the knife. There we go. And we got it. Alright, so I just needed to stay true and be focused on the task at hand. We don't care about temple malls. We'll take those yellows. We'll take this spiked club. And we have done the thing. Alright, success. What's our time on this video? 33 minutes? We can try to do a little bit more. I gotta do dinner here in a minute. It is a work night, but we can get a little bit more done. Oh geez, it's still way too early for dinner. Yeah, we can definitely do a little bit more playing. I like to try and get to about an hour. I find that that's kind of the magic time. Hopefully people are running these at, I don't know, at least 1.25 speed, so it's not killing too much of their life to watch them. But, you know, the thing that I do with my series is there have been times in my life when I had small children or not much money or time where I would watch people play games because I didn't have time to do so myself, didn't have the resources to purchase said games, and I enjoyed doing that. Other people I know enjoy doing that because there are people that make a career out of doing this. So yeah, we don't care. There we go.
Now I have to blow this.
Now we have the horn. That's going to allow us to toot toot on the horn and get something to happen. I don't remember what it was. Do that. Did we find anything that we can equip? shield 17. That 2 to 3 physical damage does, I think, trickle down to our minions. I forget it. No, we're in the electric. We're in the lightning zone. That the kind of damage that gets us. Withered wand, siphoning wand. We don't want a withered wand. This is a slightly better flask, I think. And we don't need any of that other stuff. Oh, nice. This gives us the ability to upgrade our Raging Spirits. We're really happy about that. The Raging Spirits are another one of our primary damage dealers at this phase of the game, so that's a really nice thing to be able to power up. I think we've applied all of our skill gems. We can't put more into Raging Spirit, I don't think, because that'll make it cost more. That'll make it cost more spirit energy or whatever. What do I go for that? We do have 130 spirit, but how much of it are we using? What the heck? I forget what the skill G is the skill panel. So let's see. How do I get the indication of what my spirit is? Or spirit costs are. Reserves 132 spirit. 132? We don't even have 132. Oh, I see. If we made another one, I see. So it's reserving 44 spirit there. How do we know how much spirit we're getting from this? Or how much spirit this costs? Does it cost spirit? I don't know. I feel like it does. This doesn't. It requires corpses. But Arsonist requires spirit, and I think the Infernal Hound requires spirit. Doesn't it? Yeah, I don't know. Somebody help me. Go ahead and disenchant any yellows. Sell off any blues. And we'll stash our gems. Got a bunch of stuff. Alright, I think we go to the front of the train here, and then we can use the Horn of Asteri.
It is time to use the
Asala?
resource. You have your orders.
I guess we have to go back to the sandstorm at the Halani Gates, and then blow the horn. Horn. Alright, that's the Horn of
I am hesitant.
Valair.
You have your orders.
Now we can go to Deshar. This is the city that I believe the name of the people. I don't remember what the name of the people is.
So this is how they bury their dead. It's rather elegant.
Some of the zombies before they power charges. Of course, they're probably not going to be alive to be in whatever fight we need. Looks like a bunch of enemies coming up. Not humans. So I think there's like a little place that you go into, like a basement or something, you know, like a musty cellar type place that takes us to the next ascend edition. Oh yeah, so we're gonna end up, that's what this, you end up in the dying stages? call them the Kshatriya, the warrior caste. But that's not Hinduism. Not path of eternity, path of exile. Now I'm combining Pillars of Eternity and Path of Exile. What if I did that for top of the video too? I always want to say Pillars of Eternity, the other PoE, the other great PoE actually. Aside from Edgar Allan. Can you just chill out there, guys? We're killing all sorts of stuff.
Rise!
Oh man, we're not consuming any power charges. This is great. We're just making zombies. Zombie horde after zombie horde. That's what I'm talking about. Takes a lot of mana to consume to make so many zombies now. Oh my god, do all the work. I'm not even gonna hit a button. I'm just gonna shoot my gun. My skulls are going up. They went up 4 levels. Hopefully makes it work. Let's give that guy a solar orb too. Bring him down a little bit faster. Oh wow, you weren't paying attention. That is one of the things you have to watch out for. Those vultures will actually. There's always one enemy in most zones that does some sort of really egregious attack. Just to guarantee that you're not going to be sitting there autopiloting through the zone like I was just doing. That and I probably wasn't paying attention to something that was draining my work out. Because that's another thing, is sometimes you have these things that are just drains, and they'll chew right through your energy shield, and then you'll be left going, oh, what? We want the movement speed. Even though these boots might be better, they probably are. We want that movement speed so much. It's one of the things that's going to help us dodge. Just gotta leave the pirates. Eating coffee again. Generally speaking, I have coffee in the morning. And then sometimes I have it in the evening when I've got the cases when I'm calling retired, as I do now. Okay, let's go ahead and level up our zombies. We'll do a little bit more damage now. Probably be a little bit more expensive to summon. Unfortunately, nothing we can do about that. Where do we need to go? I guess this way. Chat, what is wrong with you?
Rise!
Oh, am I so glad you didn't have to do the thing that you had to do in Diablo. where you go get your stuff. So fucking annoying. I mean, neat thing to do, I guess. But really we're gonna make our game good and hard. You're gonna die, and then we're gonna punish you for our game being hard. It's not fun. Then the joke's on you because you realize the game's not actually that hard. You're just trying to do something really stupid. This game's hard. This one you can up and die out of nowhere and not even know what killed me some of the time. I'm just going, yep. Guess I'm dead now. Zombies! I like the car. Good. Back yourself into the corner. Let's get out of that. Oh, this guy. Great resistance. Come on. What do we got? Final letter. Huh. Interesting. I don't know that I've ever found that one. Return the letter to someone in Ardura caravan. Probably get us like a weapon passive or something. Again, I don't recall ever playing it before. I probably have just weeks that we played. And I didn't play this maybe part of the game. I've played it through 2 times now. I played a little with all classes, but with most classes I just got in the left one and then decided, okay, I know what this class is doing, I either like it or don't. And maybe I will do it and make that basic assessment. I decided, at least so far in this game, I don't really like melee classes, with the exception of the monk. The monk can be interesting. And then the ranged classes, which are not good. It's basically the Pathfinder or the range of and the other ones are good. The Necromancer, it's the thing that made me buy the game. It's getting the chance to play a good Necromancer. I never felt like the one in Diablo was that good. I don't know what they did wrong, but I never really enjoyed playing it. But they whooped me every goddamn time if it got anything from Necromancer. I went back to play the other 3 because I immediately disappointed. If that's your favorite class, I'm sorry. It just didn't work for me. And I wanted it to, so. Here, this is an adventure. I've got bodies all over the place. I've got a hellhound. She's evil, but also feel pretty because of a lady. The only thing that would be nice is if I were transfer clothes. That will come once I gear up. Status. Alright, we're gonna wait until we get all this other stuff. We're not gonna go in one place. Definitely hose yourself. Oh wait, what made them wake up? Oh, they took the little things took damage. Or did they just go away? What the heck? Huh. Because usually those will drop like a special. Maybe that jeweler's orb was the thing that one dropped. They usually drop some sort of special item. It's like a special socketable or something. I probably just picked it up absent-mindedly without even paying attention. I'll get back to town and be like, what the hell is this thing? Oh, I recall this boss being hard. Or is it? Yeah, this is really fun. I think we did that. I was bone, the lich and the bone vulture or whatever. This is another new class right there. I love these ones where they have two characters running around doing their thing. Really cool. This is where the emphasis on the damage in this act is really highly starting to go, oh, we're doing lightning. All the guys are doing loads of lightning damage, so having that lightning resistance might be what we're doing really well on survivability. Ooh, we got a G-Berry. Let's take a look at that. Meditation. What does our Jinbari allow us to do? We're level 28. We get a Trial of the Sekimas. An additional Trial of the Sekima. Now, I don't believe that will give us any additional ascendancy points. But it will let us do the trial again. I probably won't do it on stream if I do it at all. Because I'm only really interested in the ascendancy points. But it will give us a chance at earning some really cool loot. That's one of the places, the Trial of the Sekimas is one of the places in the game where you actually get the ability to kind of guarantee that you get loot that works for your class.
It's not time to kill them.
And that being the case, it makes it, you know, a good thing to go and periodically do. We're going to disassemble this. Huh, we might want to equip those gloves. And we don't want volatile wands. There we go. Let's take a look at these gloves here. Whoops. I think I am going to take this. The worst thing about it is the cold resistance, but the rest of that looks like it's pretty good. I'm not sure if the lightning damage trickles down to our minions or not, but the reason I'm taking this is because I want either energy shield or evasion, I think, over armor.
Hello,
And then the other stats in it, which is so good.
young one.
Still not necessarily anything that really makes sense for our character per se. Let's go ahead and stick that in our. I'm gonna stick this into our stockpile or whatever you want to call it.
Stay inside.
So that's going over here, and then cold resistance. That's a much better cold resistance ring.
Speak up.
So what I generally do is I try to have one thing in my stash that is a resistance type that I really want. I don't know if this is a thing that I should have kept, but we did keep it. And who does this letter go to? Maybe we could find them here. Someone in the Ardura caravan. Do we
Yes.
just have to physically?
Why would you show me
Why would you
this?
show me this?
You fool! This folly is only. I value each and every one of my Dekara. This is
Oh no, that made her unhappy.
fight to the last.
Okay, so she's not the one that needed to see the letter.
Yes. Quickly.
Faradun. The Faradun. That's it. I just remembered. The Faradun is like the lower class, I think.
Ah, I see.
You would do well.
Oh
I
dear.
suggest you
Wow.
do not wander.
Need something?
They
You
don't
found
like
a
the
letter?
letter.
For when I have the opportunity, I intend to return to Desha and mark the location of...
We did get 2 weapon passives. Alright, cool. I like that because that's just giving us 2 free jumps on our skill tree here. So we can grab the increased damage. Now our minions are doing 20% more damage, which actually equates to quite a bit at this point. Let's see. Doesn't actually give us a direct idea of how much damage the minions do. The zombies at least, but how about our skeleton warriors? So they probably jumped up about 2 points. It's small, but because we're doing all the extra damage from little things, it does really kind of add up. 8 to 24 it says. Yeah, that's great. So we probably got about 4 points off of 2 points. No, 4 points off of those 2 passives. I understand how math works, trust me. I don't know who lives in a city like this that has these weird buildings where everybody just kind of hangs out and zombies out. That's very strange. Must have been very beautiful when it got together. It seems a little weird to me. There might be a bunch of comments or something. Feels like we may be hitting a point where our combat efficacy is going down a little bit. The Path of Morning. Here we go. Path of Morning. Oh, it's bright and early. Oh, it's not that morning. It's like weepy morning.
The Faradun. They are still here.
The Faradun. They are still here. They're just living in the sky, practically. Well, looks like they're all dead to me, Jim. Something tells me they're out on the run somewhere. In, say, a caravan of sorts. Big pot things are pretty atrocious. They do a lot of damage. I love that you can see the area that you were in down behind there. It's really cool. And when we get to certain points, I think that may be the previous part, but like when we get to certain points, you'll be able to see the our caravan coming through gates and stuff. Actually, I think that's the Holland gates map. I love it. Like, that's one of the things I did love about the last half of Diablo 3 in the base game. Was it the base game? I'm not even sure. Maybe one of the expansions. But when you're in Hell or whatever, that could have been Diablo 2 to tell you the truth. I don't know. But when you're in Hell and you're fighting in the place. No, you're in the place where all the barbarians are from and it's being sieged by forces of hell. Because Baal is there, and sieging them. I think that's what the story goes. But yeah, when all that stuff is happening in the battlefield down below and the parapets and take you down and you're seeing all the siege engines and then big fucking monsters come and like clamber up the side of the walls and spit out bad guys. Oh, that's just so crazy cool. They did a fantastic job with that section. On the separate when there's foreground action and background action on the same. There's not a whole lot of action down there, but you do get the sense of really high, and you know you're above the city, having these epic fights that people have probably seen down there. Oh, there's some cool stuff happening up there. Maybe I should bring some zombies up there. Have a good time. Zombie party with the Faradun. Oh yeah. Definitely ready for a little bit of dinner. Oh, they are over there. Don't do any more about that. Are those statues gonna wake up? I feel like they do. At some point. The Spires of Deshar. We put them a chance to do a cool mini boss fight or something, or like a treasure trove of some sort. We'll throw up the map real quick and see if it gives us a icon or anything that tells us that there's a thing there. We may go back and do it. We're not going to do it right now. We're going to go ahead and do whatever we're doing. Whether it's a boss fight or what. Dang it. Atlas. World screen. You. So. Yeah, there was Torgul the Defiler. Yeah, we are going to go back and do Torgul the Defiler, I think. Or is he in the map that we're in? Oh yeah, the Spires of Deshar is that map. Okay, let's go back here. So we're in the Spires of Deshar, Sisters of Garukan. Yeah, well, they're also part of the Spires of Deshar. Watchful twins we killed. I don't think there's anything special here, so we're gonna go ahead and go up to the Spires. If anybody knows that I missed something, please let me know. That'd be great. Put it in the comments. Here's some America Undead and some Paladin. I think the way this goes is that the Faradun have been raising the Marraketh as undead because the plant thing allowed them to use corrupted magic to do the thing. I don't really know. I don't follow the storyline. I think it's cool. Now I'm here to kill hordes and hordes of bad guys and level up my minions. Minion rings. I'm here for the minion rings. God, I love how this doesn't consume charges when I make the zombies. I get to make so many of the freaking things. Oh no. Big old burrowers. It's funny that an enemy like this was a boss earlier in the game. That's actually one of the cool things too. A lot of these a lot of the boss fights, like it is like a super big version of a basic monster that you encounter at some point in the game. And I don't think it's lazy like we've done it. I think it's just cool. I think there would be, in a fantasy world, there would be some variation there. Other than the classic Diablo 1 thing of just making a monster that's a different color, or now has the burning ability instead of just being a skeleton, but also a burning skeleton. That is a thing you can do. It's a great, easy way to add flavor and something interesting when you don't have the art assets for the team to be able to do anything bigger. What they've done here, what they tried to do in everything altogether. You enjoy visitors from all parts of your world, and you really make all of the creatures and cool things, you know, take a forefront at some point. And that campaign across Contagion we're not even using anymore. We're not actually really using Bone Storm that much, but we are using Solar Orb a lot. We're going to create that, make it do a little bit more damage, cost a little bit more mana. All the things that you do in raid. There's some living Faradun here. I've been living Faradun the whole time. I'm raising the Marrakech. The sisters of Gary Oh, we woke him up. So many sisters. A lot of freaking sisters. But yeah, we decided we didn't want to do the max life one because it reduces their life regeneration rate. So what other nodes were we going to push for now? We can just go for max life. I think that's good. Getting the bonuses from our amulet onto them is good. Getting their critical, getting more increased damage. So we're going to make our way that direction. Go ahead and come up. I think we go strength here. What's our status on how much? Cars level 31. '61 intelligence. So our intelligence is well above the mark. I'll go ahead and put it in strength. That's going to give us more hit points, which is just a general thing that will boost our survivability. We'll probably start needing to get more intelligence too as we're moving along that track, but for now, strength was my lowest stat anyway, and although it doesn't really do anything, most of the attributes don't really do anything as far as your damage output or anything, but strength is somewhat universally useful because of the fact that Might give you some more health. Dexterity does a little bit too, and the one that seems less important to me is intelligence, unless you're trying to upgrade skill. Because it doesn't actually improve your damage, it doesn't improve your mana total. Your mana total doesn't kind of really matter. Your total mana, your mana regeneration really matters, and I don't think intelligence impacts that too much.
How can I advise?
Well, we killed the Sisters of Garakan, and I think I'm tired and gotta go now. So this is a great time to go ahead and make that happen. We gained a bunch of levels, we gained some weapon passives, we did lots of really good things. This is not better than what we already have. We don't want that because it's cold resistance, and we don't care about cold resistance. We'll just sell all this blue stuff.
What? I will tell your tale.
We did get a decent amount of other things. Chance shards are always good. What do they do for us? We'll become an orb of chance. It's one of these things, I think. Does something good. Alright, that's it for me. I'm Kermit the Streamer. Thanks for coming along. Hope you missed me for this. But, yeah, we'll continue on with our character next time. Make sure to like and subscribe and all that YouTube stuff.